Hey, this morning we've got the Boogeyman. That's right, the Boogeyman in the building. We also have some good news for you today. So super excited for the good news. And of course, we're going to have a powerful message. All that and more today on GM3X, the number one morning show in the world, and your one-stop shop for motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations. Let's grow. Welcome to GM3X. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to 8, and the founder of the 800% Elite Club. I hope you're ready for motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations, because it's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Wednesday. That's right, today is Wednesday, aka CMA Day, Carter Myers Automotive Group, one of my favorite automotive organizations that I get an opportunity to spend time with. So today is CMA Day. It is also July 20th, 2022. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Wednesday, July 20th, 2022. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most, of this absolutely incredible day. Hey, I am your host. My name is Glenn Lundy, husband to one, father to 8. And this week we are in a series called Kids. That's right, kids, Kids. I am an expert in the world of kids. I can say that. I got 8 of them. All right. And this week we're in a series called Kids, where we've been sharing stories about the next generation of kids, as well as lessons that we learned ourselves as kids, right? So thank you for joining me. I see you over here on TikTok. I see you on Instagram. I see you on Clubhouse. I see you on Facebook. I see you on LinkedIn, and I see you on YouTube. Today, we're going to look at this crazy thing called life, and we're going to look at it through the eyes of a child. We're going to look at it through the eyes of a child, and together, we're going to extract the life lessons that we can apply to get more out of our relationships, so that we can get more out of our jobs, so that we can get more out of the pillar areas of our lives. But first, before we go too far, you know what we got to do on this show? We got to do some dancing. Why can't I hear that? Hold on, what's going on? That other song's not playing. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, so yeah, before we do, there we go. Okay. Interesting. We're going to have to play with that a little bit. All right, cool. But before we do, you know what we got to do? We got to do some dancing on this show. All right. Listen, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. So we want to get that body in motion this morning. All right. It's a little soft for me. I'm going to have to turn it up somehow because I got to get rocking. I need that energy, right? I need that energy. Maybe you can give me that energy. All right. How can you give me that energy? Well, you say good morning to me and I'll say good morning to you. All right. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, whether you're over on Clubhouse or you're over on TikTok or you're on Instagram or any of those places. All right. Say good morning to me this morning. I'll say good morning back. And let's share that energy, right? The energy of the morning. This is also the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that. It'll make a massive impact on this planet. And sometimes all it takes. That music is so soft over there. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what is going on, but it's okay. As long as you can hear me, that's the most important part. All right. So share this out. If you're on Facebook, share it out. Instagram, share it out. TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. Of course, on Clubhouse, hit that square at the bottom of the screen. We'll go ahead and share it out into those Clubhouse streets. Tag some friends over on the Facebook side. If there's people that you know, join us typically here on GM3X. Go ahead and tag them this morning. I would greatly appreciate it. I see you, John Gayheimer. Glad you're here this morning. What's up, Coach Tanya? Thanks for being in the building. I see Mui Fina 92 and Lev Cooper have joined us today. Over there on TikTok, what's up, Crystal Clem? I'm glad you're in the building. I see Hugh Fam 259 has joined us as well. I'm so glad you're here. Kim Fair, West Storm, Dustin Williams. Good morning to each and every single one of you. I see you over on Clubhouse, Mary Lynn and Christina and Monica and TM. I see David Hill in the building, Ramon and Kate and Ella and Kimberly and Jackie and Jean. I see Don and Melvin and Dr. Jamesia, Annette and Jeff and Debbie and Nisa. I see Maria and Judy. Hi, Judy. I see Carmel and Tiffany and Stacy and Donna and Floyd and Wesley. All kinds of y'all. Over here, I see Renee. Hello, the Queen. Renee is in the building. What's up, Gail B. Craft in here this morning. Emily Gowler. What's up, Emily? I'm so glad to see you. Don Sankey, AJ Anderson, Patrick Abad. What's up, brother? So great to see you here this morning with us. Golly, man. Gail B. Craft. That's what I'm talking about. Mac Tight Radio in the building. That's the energy I was looking for this morning. Thank you so much for serving that up. Listen, I appreciate you. And I just have to say this morning, look, since it's just me and you sitting here having a conversation, one of the things that I got to share with you is yesterday I was in my 800% Elite Automotive Club training, right? My boy Russell Tabone was in there. He's here right now. Hi, Tarika. Great to see you as well. So I was in my 800% Elite Automotive Club training. This is where I work with owners and general managers of car dealerships all over North America. Man, and I was literally like at one point, as soon as the session got done, I was looking at myself, and this is the picture that I saw. For those of you that are watching on Facebook, full production, this is the picture I saw. I saw this picture of myself, and I was like, okay, like I was like, this is good. This is good, right? Have you ever had those moments where you're just like, this is good. Like I'm in the right place at the right time. Like this is my jam. Like I am really, really, really good at it. I'm really, really good at it. And I didn't know I was going to be so good at it, right? Like I created my own business. I left. I quit my job. I did the thing that was scary, right? I quit the comfortable space. I went into this space. We created the 800% Elite Automotive Club. Nobody else has ever done anything like it in all of automotive. It's never been done before. We are the first. We are completely turning it upside down. And yesterday, after now we're going on 3 years that we've been working with owners and GMs of car dealerships all over North America, yesterday I was like, yeah, yeah, I'm really, really good at this. And this is my spot. And what an opportunity to serve. I love the people that I get to serve, the dealers that I get to work with. I love the automotive industry. My hope for you is that each of you will find that space where you're able to serve, help elevate others, help others get results, and just literally walk in your zone of genius because it feels amazing. So I just wanted to share that with you guys this morning. It was a big win for me yesterday. Obviously, if any of you are in the automotive space, we would love to bring more dealers into our network to be able to serve. So hop on, man, join the party. We're having a great time. If you are in automotive, I want to connect with you. Shoot me a message. Let's connect. All right. So check it out. I am incredibly grateful for that opportunity and grateful to spend some time with you this morning. We're talking about kids and the lessons that we can learn from them. Today, we're going to talk about some of the fears, right? Some of the fears that our kids experience and the lessons that we can learn from that and the fears that we have ourselves. But before we go too far into that, what I want to do is not what I want to do, but my friend Jessica and my friend Alex, they want to drop some good news on you guys this morning. All right. So check this out.
Hey, Nate. Tuesday, isn't it?
Wednesday.
Wednesday, isn't it? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Good, how are you?
Good.
I'm excited for this hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day! I've got some news for you today.
Okay, I'm listening.
I found an article that says some stuff about working out.
Okay.
First, you tell me, how many days a week do you work out?
3-4 times a week.
Mainly on the week?
Yes.
Or during the week?
Yeah.
You take weekends off?
Yes.
Did you know that being a weekend warrior, which means you work out on the weekends, maybe a little bit more on the weekends, less during the week,
Okay.
it can actually help you out a lot?
Really?
Yeah. So I found an article that a British team of scientists has found that working out on the weekends can benefit you as much, if not more, during the week.
I wonder if Prince William works out on the weekend.
I bet he does.
I bet he pays somebody to do it for him. People who work out on the weekend don't die from a heart attack. Isn't it?
They found that becoming a weekend warrior can help prevent heart disease, diabetes, some cancers, and also keep you from being a couch potato.
That's awesome.
Isn't it? Isn't it, mate? So for all you couch potatoes, be sure and make plans this weekend to jump up and get your weekend warrior on.
Don't be lazy. Don't.
So last night, my daughter Willow was scared. She was scared last night. There's like a little bit of water. We got to get a plumber out. There's like a water drip that's happening right in her bathroom, and that little water drip, like she was scared of the water drip. Why was she scared of the water drip? I don't know. But she was scared of the water drip. She was also scared of like the breeze. There was a light breeze outside, and she said she could hear, like she thought she could hear like, little crackling sounds and so on and so forth. She thought maybe somebody was outside her window. She was scared. And so her sister, Savannah, my 12-year-old, her sister Savannah was super kind and jumped in and saved the day and let Willow go and sleep in the room with her, right? So Willow went upstairs and slept in the room with Savannah. But she was scared. My son Joel, my 10-year-old, his room is in the basement of our house. In his room, hi Robin, great to see you. What's up, Nathaniel? His room has been in the basement of the house. He's been there. It's been there for over a year. He loves it down there. Like the dude's got like his own apartment down there, right? He's got a movie theater and all the stuff, right? It's like he owns his own place. And he's been down there for like a year. And for some reason, what's up, AJ Anderson? For some reason, the last few days, he's been scared to sleep down there. He's like, Dad, I'm kind of scared to sleep down there. Like just all of a sudden, right? Like all of a sudden something about the basement, the dark or whatever. I don't know. It's just all of a sudden this irrational fear that came from nowhere, right? And so with him, I'm like, bro, you got to tough it out. Like, I don't know what to tell you, homie. Like that's where your room's at. That's where your bed's at. That's where your stuff's at. That's where you live. Like you got to figure it out. You just got to tough it out, right? Rub some dirt on it. That's my boy, right? And he did. He's He's facing the fear. But he's scared. He's scared. What's up, Jeff Whalen? Now, my boy Fisher, my 5-year-old Fisher, this dude is terrified. And I mean terrified of storms, right? Any kind of storm, he sees a little bit of light, he sees a cloud, like the dude is terrified of storms. Now, in his defense, him and his mom and his sisters, recently there was a storm in Kentucky and they were in the van, and my wife said it was one of like the strongest storms that she's ever experienced, and they were kind of, stuck in it, and it was loud and it was scary and all the kids were scared. My wife was even a little bit scared. And since then, Fisher has been terrified of storms. Like the dude, and he's been pulling up tornadoes on our little Google home in the kitchen and stuff, scared himself even more, right? Terrified of storms. And also for some reason, coyotes. I don't know why, but for some reason he's terrified of coyotes as well, right? He'll hear a weird little sound 16 miles off in the distance and he'll go running like, oh my gosh, it's a coyote. I'm like, I don't know what you're scared of coyotes for, son. But that's his reality, right? And now each of those fears are irrational. And each response, how they respond to those fears, is unique through each one of my kids, right? And yet, even though it's irrational, and even though it's a unique response per child, every single ounce of it, the fear that they have, the response that they have, every single ounce of it is human. Pure, irrational, human. And ultimately, the fears that they have are no different than the fears we carry as adults. For example, maybe it's not the boogeyman, but maybe you have a fear of not being enough. Maybe it's not a coyote or something like that, but it's a fear of loss. Maybe it's not necessarily a storm or a dark basement, but maybe it's a fear of speaking in front of people or of going live on social media like you need to. Or maybe it's a fear of standing out versus blending in. You see, the reality of the situation is all fear is irrational. And at the same time, it's all human. My daughter, Savannah, she's terrified of bugs, right? And I mean terrified of bugs. Any type of bug. It don't matter. Bug could be the size of a pinhead. She'd be freaking out, right? She can't touch it. She can't kill it. She can't be in the same room as it. She's terrified of bugs, right? Meredith, my daughter Meredith, she fears the dark and quiet spaces, right? Like she does not like dark and quiet. That is not her jam. She's a very independent young lady, but she simply does not like dark and quiet. Now, Oakland, my little 3-year-old queen, Oakland is terrified of our puppies. I don't know why. All the other kids love the puppies. They be rolling around. We got new puppies there at the Lundy house. We named them Charlie and Skylar. But Oakland is terrified. She go run it, boy. At one point, she stood in the door of the garage for 20 minutes screaming because we were like, come on outside. And she would not come outside because the 2 puppies were outside. She's terrified of them, right? Caroline, my 18-month-old, is scared that she cannot go more than 10 minutes without her mother. Like, for real, I've never seen a mama's girl as much as this little girl right here. She's terrified. She's terrified her mom's not going to come back or something. I don't know exactly what's going on in that little brain, But I'm just telling you, take her mama out of the situation. She is terrified. She'll let you know, right? Irrational. Unique. Whether it's the boogeyman or loud noises. Maybe for you, it's clowns, right? Clowns, or a fear of like strangers, right? Meeting strange people, or we've all been told stay away from strangers, the fear of strangers, right? Maybe it's like needles, right? For some people, it's needles or lightning, right? All of these things. Irrational. And with patience and kindness, we can try to talk our kids off the ledge when they have these irrational fears, right? With patience and kindness. As a matter of fact, and now it's time for the Morning 5 quote of the day. This morning in the planner, if you look at your Morning 5 planner this morning, the quote at the top was contributed by Daphne Alva, and it says, "Love is patient and kind." Right? Love is patient and kind. And so with my kids, most of them anyway, I try to be patient and kind. I just try to love them when they have an irrational fear. I just try to love on them. Unless it's my son, I'm like, rub some dirt on it and go on. And so with love, we tell them to get over it, to move through it, and to take action anyway, right? That's what we tell our kids in a loving way. Get over it, move through it, and take action anyway. You got to go. Can't let the fear stop you from doing what you want to do. And we give them all kinds of pretty words, right? We give them all the pretty words. We encourage them. We do all of those things to get them off of the edge so that they can continue to move forward. But now here's my question. Do you do that? Do you, when it comes to your fears, do you get over it, move through it, and take action anyway? I mean, that's what we tell the kids to do. But is that what you do? Because the reality is, in the eyes of a child, the children learned early. It is not what you say, it is what you do. You see, here's the thing. At least those crazy childhood fears, at least those were tangible, right? Those were tangible. Like maybe it was aliens, right? And you could see the green, weird shaped alien, right? It was a tangible thing. Or maybe it was like creepy crawlies, whatever, like centipedes and snakes and all of these things, right? Like maybe some of these things were real and some of these things weren't real, but at least they were tangible. You could see them and maybe touch them and feel them or draw a picture of them. But what about something like self-doubt? When it comes to self-doubt and you feel it and you experience it, do you get over it, move through it, and take action anyway? Or do you allow it to keep you from your greatness? What about at work or in your job when you're afraid to ask for the promotion, or you're afraid to ask for the raise? You're afraid that uncomfortable conversation that you might lose your job or that they might say no. When those fears kick in, do you get over it, move through it, and take action anyway? Because, see, the kids learned a long time ago, it's not what you say, it's what you do. You see, a fear of the boogeyman is unwarranted, right? It's unwarranted. Well, you shouldn't be scared of the boogeyman. Ain't no such thing as the boogeyman. Don't be scared of the boogeyman. But what about your fear of failure? What about your fear of dying alone? What about your fear of running out of money, or your fear to write that book, or your fear of showing people who you truly are? You see, through the eyes of a child, our incongruencies become exposed. Our BS excuses get thrown to the wayside. Because you see, children see the world through a lens of truth. They might lie to you, don't get me wrong, but they see the world through a lens of truth. It's not what you say, it's what you do. You see, children inherently know. They inherently know who they are. You see, children know and understand that they are children and that they're children of God. I firmly believe that as we are born, that is the beginning of our transition away from and ultimately towards God. That's my belief. When we are initially first born, we are closest to source. And the moment that we die, again, we are reunited to source. But that whole time in between, as we go from childhood to adulthood, we start to experience a loss of remembrance of who we are. Children of God. That's the truth. And so we forget. We forget. Time takes this away from you. And so what I want to do for you this morning is I want to remind you from the eyes of a child that all those fears that you have, the fear that you are less than, the fear that you are not good enough, the fear that you never can or never would or never could. I want to give you permission this morning to throw that SHIT out the window. Because it's simply not true. The truth is, you are magnificent in every way. The truth is that you are capable, far more capable than you give yourself credit for. You see, the truth is, you can. You are all of that and more. The truth is, the fear is human. The fear is warranted. The fear is part of your experience. And today I want to lovingly, as your friend, because I stinking love you. If nobody's told you yet this today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. And it is out of love I want to tell you this. Get over it. Move through it and take action anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe with all of my heart that you and I are children of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. And that God made you and me to be the absolute best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. Not an average version, not a below average version, not a little bit above average, but the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And so each day, I challenge you to rise with intention and purpose. Evolve into the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Go out there and make an impact in the world. And here's the best part about it. Thanks to being alive in 2022, we can do it together. You ain't got to do it alone. Come back and join us again tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll have another episode of GM3X. If you want to have a discussion about today's episode, go join me over on Clubhouse. We're going to be hanging out over there. We're going to talk about that for the next half hour or so. We'll talk about today's show. I'd love to see you there. If I don't see you over there, have an amazing, phenomenal, over-the-top, spectacular day. And I will see you, that's right, I will see you tomorrow morning. We'll do this all over again at 5:30 a.m. right here. All right? All right, get out there and rise and grind. See ya.